Good morning. That bed last night was pretty lousy, but in the middle of the night I woke up and took some ibuprofen to reduce the pain, and I managed to at least sleep through the night. I was glad to have that, at least something. But I got up and I edited session 1, which will come out. I think this will be the last video on the gaming channel for this year, and I have that exporting, so I can just sort of leave that going there. Probably not worried about actually getting my computer over today, because I still gotta like build the desk there and such. Yeah, so I have that, and then otherwise I've packed up a few things that I'll need for getting the bed together. I packed up like the liner and such, but not any of the blankets and pillows. I plan to be back here today. So I'm just getting some of the basics over there right now. Just because the less junk in my way, the better while I'm getting this all set up. Because there's already, especially like as I'm putting the bed together last night, I'm like, man, this tree kind of is in the way. But it's pretty, so I'm okay with that. But yeah, I'm going to get over there, get things put together, and start getting water in the waterbed. Before I can actually get the bed in and fill it, I have to put the liner in. Before I put the liner in, the heating pads have to go on. Before the heating pads, the step I'm on now is I have these little brackets, what kind of holds it together. And I'm going to put foam to protect them in case any of them just over time, let's say as I'm getting out of bed, a little weight goes on the side of the wood. That pushes it in and that puts strain on it. It's gonna happen. I want to make sure that it's fine. So in case any of them start to bend, I'm gonna have foam on them. And I have this little pool noodle that's it's already like half a pool noodle because we've used it for this or similar things before. And they also decided, well, I don't think it'll ever be a problem. It never has been. I have these ones in the center. There's 2 of those. Obviously to put a pool noodle on them would add an extra bump, which could be kind of weird below it. But at the very least, I got duct tape. I'm just gonna put a band or 2 of tape over top of them just to be safe. Just so that, because technically these are kind of sharp corners. Just put a strip or 2 of duct tape over top just to try and smooth it all out. Is it needed? No. But it doesn't hurt. Alright, so working on this, I used just a couple strips so that no sharp edges. And I have a couple of them taped on, the ones that are harder to get to from actually the side. Otherwise, what I do is I pretty much have a little triangle cut out of the thing. It sort of sits up against the corner and tape it down. And it's just a foam pad that goes over, covers both the top and bottom of that bracket. Yeah, it just seems safer. And like I said, it's like I had to remake some of the holes in the side here because they had totally stripped out and been poking up into the liner before, so those ones are needed. At least on this side over where I lean. I didn't have any issues with the side that was against the wall, but where I leaned over the years, it had sort of started to sag, and it's the kind of thing, it was still supporting the weight of everything, but it was kind of bent and the sharp points were kind of out, so I want to be safe. Alright, so those are in, and I got the heating pads in, and I have 2. It's a big bed, and basically each one fits where neither one is over a seam in the wood at the bottom, and I tend to keep them pretty low, if on at all. Water beds, being full of water, can get quite cold. I don't usually use them at all. I like the bed cold. That's actually one of the reasons I like a waterbed. But just in case, it's the kind of thing, it's better to have heating pads there, and I use 2 so that if I have to use them, it can adjust the temperature quicker than just one would. Because usually, like, a single pad is the kind of thing, if you like, let's say if I were to just fill it with cold water, which is, my plan is to actually split the water so it'll start off at a nice temperature. But, there have been times, you fill it up and it's like just out of the hose outside and it's all cold water. that can take days to not just be like ice cold. I like it cold, but I don't like it icy. So, gotta have a heating pad. I assume they still work. I'm not sure, but I'm assuming they do. Alright, so I got the liner in, and it's much... I didn't tape it nearly as much as I had last time. I don't know if I may end up doing so later. I may figure out this is good enough to keep it from falling beneath the mattress. But it's enough to at least get it in and started. And I had a casualty. My foot was sticking out while I was trying to work on that side over there. And I kicked an ornament. Fortunately, it's just one of the standard ball ornaments, so yeah, nothing big lost. My next goal will be to clean that up. And then to actually get the mattress laid in, so... And it still has some water in it, just because when you drain it, it's pretty much impossible to drain it completely. So it's drained as much as possible, but it's still the kind of thing, it's got a little weight to it, so... Gotta get it in and laid out. So close to getting it started filling. So close. Alright, so I have the mattress laid out. And the bottom isn't as smooth as I would like, but it's the kind of thing I feel like once it starts to fill up a bit, it's obviously going to get heavier, but it's also going to retain a little more shape a little easier. So I have each of the corners, which are nicely marked on this mattress with a different color to help me get them where they go, into the corners. And I'm just going to start filling it up and sort of get it smoothed out as needed as I do that. It should be connected now. So I have the hose connected to the little adapter to get it to the bed. And follow this hose. Goes into here, where it winds around and around and around and around and around, because it's way too long of a hose for this purpose. Then it goes into there. Up behind the washer. And for now, connected to cold. Okay, it does not appear to be leaking out there, which is a good thing. And I can hear that it's flowing. I can hear the water. Yes. Success. Success. Alright, and so now I let it fill for a bit. And that's cold water. Now there's also a hot connector right there next to it. So the idea is I let it fill for a bit so that I'm not putting hot water that could potentially be quite hot directly into the mattress and possibly damaging it. So I'm going to start by getting a good layer of cold water, and then I'll add hot water to it later. Finally kind of relax. I finally have it actually filling up. Finally getting my bed back. So I got the bed decently filled. Enough that I want to do hot water now, because it is quite cold if I touch it. And, I mean, it's enough that, you know, adding hot water now is not going to cause any damage, so good. But bad. Because basically what I've been doing is waiting to hook up the washer and dryer until I've done this. And so I disconnected cold water, I filled it up this far. Then I go to disconnect hot water, and I have, you know, tools, etc. It won't budge. I can't get it disconnected. So I can't fill up that from that one. So at this point I'm just sort of got a hold of Mike and said, hey, you had a bigger tool. He had basically a similar tool, but much bigger. So like, make sure you bring that when you come over. I wasn't able to get a clear answer as to when that'll be. But I guess I have to now wait on that before I can move forward at all. Okay. Probably figure out something to do. I guess I'm going to put together. I got a few things to put together in here, so probably work on that. Didn't even get an IKEA box in the other room before they arrived, and Mike quickly got it set up so I can get hot or at least warm water in to finish filling it up. Alright, and I got the waterbed filled, and I spilled the stuff all over. Wonderful. And that's the waterbed conditioner. Gotta grab a rag, clean that up. Alright, so my mom and Mike just left. They were here for a short time, but I did get this bed all together. Obviously, I still need to get the cover on it, and then I'll have to go home for blankets and all that kind of stuff. And I got it plugged in so the heaters can start. It's still obviously a bit chilly, but it will be. It's fine. Haven't gotten any of the new IKEA furniture. I got the hose out of here. Mike got a mirror here in the bathroom hung up, as well as this old cabinet, which doesn't look the best inside. There's some areas where multiple holes have been done, but at least it's some nice storage in here. So that's good. Of course, with the washer, I can now connect these hoses up where they belong. But I don't know, I mean, do I turn it like all the way on or just a little bit on, or how do I do that? I'm not sure. Oh, Mike also got the diffusion up on the light in here, so that's good as well. Things are coming together. And I heard from Nick. Hopefully we're gonna go out to eat today. And as something to do now, I'm gonna put together the chair. And I peeled all the tape off since it said not to cut. And we have Milbert. This looks pretty easy. Looks like I don't even need a tool. It uses an Allen wrench, which means it's probably included. Makes it easy. Okay. There's something I did not know about this chair that is both cool and weird. Because I'm looking at the parts and I'm like, I'm missing some parts. But I get this page in the instructions. And there's a zipper on the back of the back seat. And it opens up and there are pieces like stored inside of there, which to me says, and the end of this, does this chair have built-in storage? It would be cool if it did. But I mean, it's gonna be in a little awkward of a spot if so, but we'll find out. That's just not what I expected. But I mean, as far as packing it and that kind of thing, effectiveness, I mean, yeah. So why waste when you can just store parts of the chair inside of the chair for packing? Just attaching the longer parts of the legs to this center that holds the shape. And I got the legs there, so now putting the wheels on those. That part seems to be pretty easy. And finish up this part of the arrangement by just setting that there, I guess. That's what it looks like. I mean, that's what it says, right? Just sort of sits there. I mean, it just pulls in and out, but I guess once you're sitting on it, obviously it's the weight's going to keep it down. And set this aside. It looks like now I attach this part to that chair bit down there, which looks as simple as setting the chair upside down, lining this up, and screwing it in place. Oh, and of course, removing the little bit of foam. Alright, so I got that on there. Then on the side here, again, I just bolt on the actual arm for the chair. And I'll do that on both sides. So I gotta set this on here. There we go. And this back of the chair should just be able to line up, and I can screw it in there, and then it'll like tilt for me to put the other screws in apparently. And I'm not supposed to tighten any of these. These are supposed to be wobbly, and I tighten them all once they're all in apparently. And now the chair flips up like that, and I'll be able to put the bolts in here to hold its shape, and then it says after that to tighten them all. And there's a little pouch inside to hang the Allen wrench so that it's always convenient if you need to disassemble any part of it, but I got a chair. Alright, so I got the basic cover on the bed. And I've been packing up all the little bits of plastic and cardboard stuff into this box, getting it basically ready to get out of here because I have the boxes from the chair, the bookshelf, and the light all in here, and I'm like, I should probably get those out of here before I try and assemble the entertainment center and or the desk, which are going to create more box mess. So I'm like, let's just get this out of the way for now. But right now, it's pretty much time shutting things off. I'll take the trash out when I get back, I guess. I'm headed over to grab Nick, and we're going to go get some Chinese food, I believe, to eat. Headed to Hibachi Grill. Nah, I'm just kidding. It's the same as it always is.
I got new stuff. Actually, got hibachi.
Yeah, he did. It's not really new, but it's something he's not done for a while now. It's carrots and broccoli. Nick likes some carrots and broccoli.
Yeah, I added chicken in.
Yes, he did add a protein. That is true. So I had fun with Nick, hanging out with him for, I don't know, half hour or so after we got home from eating. But, gotta get going. I gotta get over to the house, collect blankets. Probably gonna also make sure the computer's either doing something or shut down. Hopefully I can find something to keep it working on stuff. You know, whether importing or exporting or whatever it may be. And I may want to try and get like my PlayStation 3 or something to move as well. So I'll be able to like watch things, you know, YouTube and such. It's my preferred machine for that. Additionally, I have a number of hoses and such that in draining the waterbed yesterday we ended up using or trying to use, etc., that are just sort of sitting around in the basement. I don't know where they all go, but I'm going to probably try and drain the water out of each of them, like into the shower there, and get them all wound up and probably just set them in the garage or whatever, just so that they're somewhere out of the way and tidy. Because otherwise I'd be leaving it for my mom and Mike to do that, and that doesn't seem very nice when they put all that effort into helping me with getting the bed out. So I'm going to try and make sure that that stuff that's kind of in their way right now is no longer in their way by tonight. So yeah, just heading home to work and all that. So while I'm here loading up the car, my mom made dinner, so I'm going to eat that here and avoid having to worry about it when I get back to the condo. So I got my car packed, and it's probably, like, as far as bulk, the fullest the car has been during this moving process with me moving stuff. Though admittedly, a lot of it is blankets and pillows and stuff that is, and clothes and stuff that's just bulky. So it's not a huge amount more stuff, really. I'm sure it will take less trips to take stuff in than some of the trips that were much smaller, but small boxes of heavy books or such. But in general, I got all the blankets and stuff I need to sleep tonight, and I got my PlayStation 3, so I can hook it up and have my convenient YouTube the way I like. But also I tried to get everything I would need for work. I have a vacation day tomorrow. I do not have to go into work. I made sure that with the moving of the bed and the final moving that I had a 3-day weekend today as well. So this weekend as well. So that's not a problem. But I want to basically be able to get up tomorrow and just make sure, all right, if I was going through my going to work process and just sort of go through and check, do I have everything that I would need? So that, you know, just, you know, from down to like grabbing toothbrush and electric razor to my alarm clock. I almost forgot. I was like, oh, no, technically I need that. I primarily use the one on my phone, but I have a physical, like a normal alarm clock that I use as well. That's sort of my, I think it's 15 minutes to leave or something. Which is basically that last point of, okay, if your phone didn't go off or something went wrong there, this one will wake you up with just enough time where you can skip some things and at least get to work in time. So I have a physical alarm for that, just as a backup, basically. And just other things, just whatever, you know, medicines, making sure I have all the medicines I need to take in the morning, which of course that I'll actually need, but most of the stuff, not really things I'll need. My lunchbox. But just to make sure in the morning that I have everything I would need for work, so the following day when I do have to go to work, then I'll know that I'm ready and I don't have to worry about it. So I've been working on getting stuff brought in, and I gotta say, I've sort of been making the bed as I go. As much as I want to put something at the foot of the bed so that I can switch sides easily and where like pillows won't fall off the back, more and more I'm like, I'm not sure what I want to do there, because I don't really want to interrupt how easy it was to make the bed when I can access so many more sides. But yeah, I've been getting stuff just brought in and put away, and I got quite a bit of garbage taken out. Yeah, I got some clothes hanging actually in the closet now. A lot of it would be stuff I'd need for work, because that's a lot of what hangs up. Yeah, I got you know, I still have obviously one more load of garbage to take out. Probably won't do that tonight. But I got the boxes, and I also got a big bag that was full out. And I only got a couple more trips in from the car. And then I'll have, which is like blankets and the last couple pillows and such. Yeah, getting there. Almost done. And I have finished moving everything in. Got my bed all made. Oh, well, what else? And it's 9:30. So, were I to have work tomorrow, this would be past my bedtime. But I'm still quite tired, so I'm gonna pretty much head to bed here in just a few minutes. Shut everything down. But, it's in my own place. I got my bed here. I'm living here. I might, got a power cord, I might plug in the TV, so I'll have that to watch while I lay down for a bit, but I'm in my own place. That's cool. I haven't done that in years. When I was in college, I spent a couple years, I lived on my own. Out of state even. But since graduating, I had to move back in with my mom, thinking, okay, I'll get a job quick and be out on my own again. Well, it took more than a year after college for me to find work. I mean, it was just, it was the market at the time. And things have just not gone well for so long since then, but I'm now in my own place where, I mean, it's not an easy process that has led to this, but putting the work into it, and I'm glad for it. I'm in my own place now. Out of the basement. About time, right? But yeah, you know, changes as I go through this journey of life. Progress. So, join me as my journey continues. Well, see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.